Hello, Midwest Medical Center. This is Matt Booth. I'm going to take this thing off. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be wearing this or not. And I just read a study that the coronavirus can travel through screens. I don't know if that's true or not. You know, we are living in some crazy, weird, messed up times. And don't you just think sometimes you just want to take a deep breath? And do that with me. Just take one big, deep breath. I had a person ask me the other day, they said, Matt, when do you think we're going to get back to the old normal? You know, where we don't have masks and social distancing. And I thought about it a little bit. And I told her, I said, we're never going back to the old normal. It's just not going to happen. And then she said, well, we'll have the new normal. I'm like, no, not really the new normal either. We have the now normal. Things are normal for now. I'm going to tell you that probably the rest of my life in our country, people are going to be wearing masks in some form or fashion. We're going to be practicing some sort of social distancing. So we're not going back to the old normal. And this is an unprecedented time. And I want to thank you guys for what you've been doing the past 6 months. And if you ever thought that your job wasn't important, you should know how important it is right now. You are truly healthcare heroes. And what you do is important, from just opening the doors and keeping the place clean all the way up and down. Everybody's a part of this team. And if you don't think your job is important, you've sorely missed what's been going on the past 6 months. And here's what's been going on from my perspective. We are in a pandemic. People are on edge. People have gotten mentally fragile. We're fragile upstairs. People are doing things and saying things that they wouldn't normally do, wouldn't normally say, because we're fragile. We don't know. Now, there's a few reasons for this. First of all, the change, the velocity, and not just the change, but the velocity of change has really messed people up. Things are changing so quickly. What is true today might not be true tomorrow. What's true tomorrow might be a different thing we need to do the next day. So that velocity of change is making people mentally fragile. Another piece of that is the uncertainty. We get to a new place and we can change and we can adapt, but when we get there, we don't know what's coming, the uncertainty. And it's just crazy with that. Then the coronavirus, the Rona, has also complicated the crap out of everything. Little details and little jobs we used to do have now just become way more complicated and complex. So I want you to remember that people are mentally fragile. They're doing and saying things that they wouldn't normally do. You're mentally fragile. Your coworkers are mentally fragile. The patients coming in, people coming in, are mentally fragile. Your family and friends are mentally fragile. So just keep that in mind when you're dealing with people, and remember that, and cut them some slack, and really believe that most people have the best of intentions. They don't want to sabotage you. They don't want to hurt you. They're coming in, they want some help. Your family has the best of intentions. People are just mentally fragile right now. Now, I had an old wrestling coach at Cuba City, Coach Parsons. And when things got crazy, when I was wrestling somebody who was really good and I started to try to match what they're doing and everything, Coach would pull me aside and he'd say, what the heck are you doing? I said, well, I'm trying to do it. He says, yes. He said, you're not good at any of that stuff. Do what you're good at. You got to get back to basics. And the same is true today. When things seem out of hand and uncontrollable and we don't know what to do, get back to basics. Some of those basics are your attitude. Check your attitude on a regular basis. It will help you. Show respect to people. Remember, they're fragile. Show them respect. Don't forget about smiling to people. Now, I know it's different when we have a mask on and you can still tell if somebody's smiling behind the mask. You can see it in their eyes. And more back to basics, thinking of that, eye contact. Eye contact is a big form of trust. Get back to those basics and make eye contact with people. Now it's more complicated now, but it's still one of those basics that you need to do. So, and listen, what I've found, especially now, is people are listening to others, thinking about what they're going to say in response. So people are not listening to understand, people are listening to reply. Stop that. Those are some of the basics. And finally, in this pandemic, and we will get to the other side of this, this storm will pass. You need to be able to control what you can control. Control what you can control. Control yourself, control your family, control the people, but you can't control other people. Now, I walked into a gas station the other day. I had my mask on. I was all masked up, and I saw somebody who didn't have a mask on, and I got judgmental on them. I was like, dude, where's your mask? Like, get your mask on. That very afternoon, I stopped at a store, and I ran and I forgot my mask, didn't even realize I had one on. People were looking at me in judgment. So remember, just to control what you can control. Don't judge other people. Just do your best. Respect them. Respect their personal space and their bubble. And use your common sense. Don't let that fly. So again, thank you for what you do. You are healthcare heroes. Remember, people are mentally fragile. Just keep that in mind when you're dealing with people. It will help the interaction. Get back to basics. Smile. Make eye contact. Listen to understand. And control what you can control. We will get through this. You guys are amazing people. What you do is important, and I thank you for that.